Good. All right. So I hope I hope somebody else comes. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm working hard. Let me see, Cristina not coming, Gabriel, yes, see. Anyways, I hope somebody else comes, okay? Let me download the yes. Okay, okay. So can you see my screen? Yes, perfect. Yes. So let me start today's class with a reflection. This is one of the well, I don't want to say most important because all of the techniques are important, right? All of the competences for teaching are important, but this is like something that we tend to forget, okay? And this is one of the most important to always keep in mind, and this is to be prepared for classes. Okay? You need to be prepared for your classes, otherwise you're going to be you're going to have problems in your teaching career, Jessica. So today's class is about lesson planning and integrated skills. Right. So a little bit of introduction, the importance of integrated skills in a lesson plan. We're going to talk about a little bit of the introduction, of the things that how the approach in teaching has been modified and has been updated, okay? We have two different types of approaches or different types of teaching per se. The first one is the segregated skill instruction, or we're going to call it the traditional way of teaching. Can you read that, please, Jessica?
Yes. Segregated skill instruction. The mastery of a single skill is the key to successful learning.
So that's all school. That's what all teachers, and sad to say, some new teachers think that the mastery of one skill, it's the key to speak English, and it's not correct. We said that some teachers said that if only focuses on grammar, no, or only focus on some translation, and so therefore the students think and study only grammar. They are very good at reading, maybe, but they don't speak. So that's why there are many people, Jessica, that say, pues es que yo lo escucho y lo entiendo, pero no hablo. O yo lo leo, pero no hablo. That's because their English teacher only focus on one skill. Okay? But that's not good. That's traditional. That is old school. The new school says here that we need to integrate the skills now, parentheses. What are the basic skills, Jessica? You know this, the 4 basic skills.
Visual.
No. Well, yeah, that's the learning style. But you know, the skills are, for example, listening.
Okay.
And then and the others?
Reading. Reading, learning. No, listening.
Writing.
Writing.
Listening. We said listening, and the last one.
I don't know.
A ver, listening, writing, reading, and no, remember, speaking.
Speaking. Sorry.
Right. So for a person to learn or to say that that person speaks English or any language, needs to read in English, write in English, listen in English, and speak English. Like we do in Spanish, ¿no? Para que tú digas, es que hablo español, pues si hablas, escuchas, escribes y lees. Same in English. Okay, so that is the approach. Can you read this, Jessica, please?
Yes, integrate the skill instruction. Expose students to authentic language, focusing on the integration of the 4 basic skills. English become a real means of interaction among people rather than just an object of academic interest.
Good. So in every class, the new approach, Jessica, says that in every class there should be all the activities that include all the skills. Could be activities for conversation, activities for listening, activities for writing, and all the classes, you must integrate them. Obviously, one class will be, one skill will be more predominant. I'll give you an example. Maybe your program says that you need to do a reading class. You need to read a story. So if you read a story, then your class, it's a reading class, right? It's the skill, the predominant skill is reading. But you may include a conversation task. So then you will include speaking skills, or maybe you will include a writing task. Well, then it's writing and so forth, right? And so, or maybe you're given a conversation class. Well, then speaking is the most predominant skill in that class, but still you will include some activities that you will do. Okay. Okay. So from here, we have 2 A and B. We have 2 divisions. We have content-based instruction and task-based instruction. Read this one, please, content-based.
Content-based instruction. Communicative approach through academic subjects focused on the content rather than the form.
Good. So content-based approach, it's called CLIL, así se llama, CLIL, and it's basically for classes in those private schools that se llaman bilingües, ¿no? Que no son bilingües, son bicultural. And so an English teacher teaches history in English, teaches chemistry in English, math in English, And that teacher focuses more, for example, if it's history in English, will focus on more in the dates, for example, and names and events, etc., than the English language. We're not going to focus on that because that is for a specific type of teaching. We're going, English classes is this. These are English classes. Are you, Paola, here?
Yes.
Can you read this? Task-based instruction.
Wait a little bit. Task. Communicative and control task focus of the meaning on the meaning of language rather than content being used.
Good. So, in this case is English. So you as a teacher will focus on the grammar, will focus on the listening, something that has to do with the English. So can you see can you see the difference between this and this? And content-based, for example, I'll give you an example. You have a reading on the French Revolution. If you were teaching in a content-based class, you will focus more on circle the names of the sergeants in the French Revolution. Where the task-based, same reading, but you don't care about dates, you don't care about names, you care about circle the verbs and past. And then you're focused only in English. So bottom line, this is English classes. Okay, see, Paula?
Yes.
Good. So what do we do, or what are the steps to integrate the language skill? Point number one, Jessica.
Learn more about the various ways to integrate language skills in the classroom.
So this is very important. Always find something to learn. In other words, keep updating your knowledge as a teacher. Keep always learning new stuff. You can pay for it or it's for free. You can, some schools pay for it and they give you seminars, no? Or webinars now with the pandemic, no?
Mm-hmm.
And they usually free 2 hours, 3 hours, but always keep your mind busy because that will help you in your teaching in your classroom. Number two is Paula.
Evaluate your students' current approach to language skills.
Always, every day, you need to evaluate in every class your students. Remember last class for the type of tests, the last topic? Sometimes the evaluation doesn't have to be an exam, remember? Sometimes the evaluation, it's, something for you, maybe a conversation task, maybe a pair work, or something that you can say that the students actually are learning or whatever you're teaching. No? Good. Following the next one, pardon, Jessica.
Choose instructional materials, textbooks, and technologies that promote this integration.
Normally, the late or nowadays, the books are communicative. The books are cultural based, so no problem. But if you have the chance, because sometimes you don't, well, choose material that is that promote the integration of the skills. But normally they do. I mean, there is a new tendency of teaching. Back in my day, when I started teaching, we didn't have that. So our books were really, really different. But now they're easier, actually. Remember, continue, Paola.
Remember, even if a course is a level, according to just one skill, it is possible to be creative and design tasks for other skills.
Good. So even if you have a class that it says grammar class, we discussed it at the beginning of the class, right? Even if it says grammar class, you will include one conversation task, you will include one listening activity, one writing activity, something that integrate the rest of the class or the rest of the skills. If your program says today is reading class, but then the most of the time of the class it will be reading, but you will include one conversation task, one listening task, and so forth. And finally, teach language learning strategies and emphasize their importance. Okay, so far so good? Questions? No? Okay. So what are the elements?
I have one.
Yes.
Today we have a kind of discussion in my school because now they are, before we were working by competences. That is similar to the form of the way that you are telling us. But
It's
now,
actually the same.
yeah, but now they are focus everything about, I don't know if it's correct to say that, expected learning, aprendizajes esperados. So it's totally different because in this, but I don't know if it's correct to say expected learning, but talking about this topic or aprendizajes esperados, they said that we don't have to not even try to do a kind of continuous evaluation. Just activities, some the most important activities or points about one topic, and they have to practice the speaking, the fluent speaking, and maybe writing, reading. So even though I was talking with the, I don't know, the coordinator about this area, they told us that this is the new form to work. So how can you do this kind of work, or how can you do it in this kind of new learning?
I understand your point. It's not really that different, Paola. I know what you mean. It has to do with the discovery, the type of learning.
Yeah.
It used to be called the inductivo, modo inductivo.
Yeah, inductive.
Inductive, yes. So it's going to be hard because it will require more preparation from you. And it's, you're in a private or in a public school?
Public.
See, that's the problem, because that type of teaching is designed for small groups. So if you have 30 or 40,
I have 60.
Yeah, that it's not going to work. Well, maybe 20, maybe 15 will actually pay attention to you, and the rest not.
Yes.
But that's a whole different story. I mean, it's something that you can control. What you can control is the way or the elements in a lesson plan. So the difference from competences and now is that there is no evaluation or no formal evaluation. It used to be the competence. I'm speaking without the exact percentages, no? But used to be, I don't know, 50% exam, 30% participation, and 20% tareas, no? That was the percentage. Nowadays, it's not. Now the exam, it doesn't exist. So you need to divide in participation and attendance and oral production. So it's like 4 or 5 different percentages. That's the difference. So they are focusing on the production of English.
Mhm.
So bottom line, learn the stages in a lesson plan, learn the elements in a lesson plan, and then you adapt to your circumstances. Because at the end of the day, Paola, you need to have evaluations. Maybe not formal, maybe not an exam per se, but you will have some sort of evaluation for you to see if your students are learning or not.
Yes, it's because it's a little bit hard in this new kind of program. We have in English 4 hours a week, 4 hours. During that 4 hours, we have to develop all the learning, all the practice in speaking and reading comprehension, because there is a kind of, I don't know how to say it, not even in Spanish, like a meeting, or no, it's not a meeting, but all the students from junior high school are going to debate some topics about around the world. So I don't understand how they want we prepare that kind of students if we have just 4 hours a week. So
Yeah, that's another thing that they want to cover too much material, no?
yeah. So that's when you explain.
My suggestion, Paola, is again, learn the steps to plan your class.
Mhm.
And adapt it to the most of your situation.
Okay.
Otherwise, because to start with, you have 60 students.
Yeah.
That's is not pedagogical.
Yeah, I not even can walk in my own classroom.
Right. Yeah. For example, the program says be inductive. Mueve los asientos en herradura.
Mhm.
You can't move these desks because there's no room. So you learn the most or the best. Acuérdense last class, last topic. The ideal situation.
Okay.
Y ya de ahí, pues, ahora sí que you adapt it to your circumstances.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, continue. Elements.
Okay.
What are the elements in a lesson plan? Number 1, a main topic. Jessica, can you read it?
A main topic. Choose only main ESL topic. Preposition of place, modal words, etc. Regardless.
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 No. Regardless.
Regardless. Regardless of the time assigned for the session.
Very good. So it might be very obvious, but if you are going to teach one class 1 hour, only choose one element. For example, if it's present continuous, it's present continuous affirmative, nada más. No present continuous negative, no present continuous question, because otherwise it's too much. Objective, Paola.
Since a lesson plan cannot cover every aspect of an ESL topic, you should limit the scope of the session through the writing of 2 to 5 specific objectives.
Good. Main topic, present continuous affirmative. Objective, students practice verbs with ing. Second objective, students master the rules in ing form. Third objective, students blah, 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 blah. But it's the same main topic. See what I mean? You don't add other elements in the topic. Then the study, Jessica.
The study part can be the steps that the teacher carries out to teach the lesson. It could be the grammar section or even a short presentation by the teacher.
Good, excellent. And the study is where actually what do you want your students to learn? What are you presenting to your students? And students' activities, Paula?
Most of the time should be devoted to this section. It is a series of exercises where the students practice the topic of the study part, grammatical example, close exercises, games, writing, etc. Is it correct to pronounce close or closey?
Close.
Close, okay.
Close. Good. So, and once you have the topic, then you need to develop the activities, right? And then the evaluation, finally, Jessica.
The drills performed in this step depend on many class factors: format, length, topic, number of students, but it could be a recent quiz or even a communicative activity. Sorry.
Very good. Very good. So then the evaluation, it might not be formal, it's something that you know that your students learn. So keep this in mind, okay? Now, before moving on, let me show you. Okay. Yes. Can you see my whiteboard?
In white, yes.
Yes. So basically, this is the timeline of a lesson plan. From 0 minutes to 60 minutes, maybe 55 minutes, okay? This is what should be a lesson plan. No more than this time. Okay, a lesson plan, no more than this time. If you have a group with the same group 2 hours, then you need to do 2 lesson plans. If you have a group with 3 hours, then you need how many lesson plans? 3, very good, and so forth, right? So,
okay.
And the stages are like this. So stage 1, 2, wait, stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. This is how your pace, o otra palabra sería your rhythm of the class should be. Because what happens, Paola, if your pace is like this? Así de, ok, chavos, vamos a abrir el libro y vamos a hacerla. Y aquí está, ¿no? Y vamos a leer y entonces contesten. What would happen, Paola?
They don't pay attention at the first one, and the second they don't pass. Well, they don't. I think they don't understand nothing.
Because they're not going to learn.
It's like a, how say, monotonous.
Monotonous, very good. It's monotonous. It's boring. So, etc. So this is not the way to go. The way to go is this. You have a stage 1, and this is called low challenge. Lo vas a retar, pero poquito. Luego, stage 2, la S, okay. La S significa stage, okay? O step, or como quieran llamar, ¿vale? Stage 2, and this is medium challenge. Ya lo empiezas a retar más. And then stage 3 is high challenge, No. Fíjese. Yes, high challenge. And then this is low challenge. So when you start the class, you ask questions, maybe a game, something nice, then you start challenging them. And the second stage, for example, fill in the blanks, complete the sentence, and then the high challenge stage is fill in the blanks, complete the sentence, continue the story, pair work, group work, many activities, boom, boom, boom. And then the low challenge is again. And so, they rest. If you have the same group in the next hour, you do the process again. Okay? See? Ahora, we need to talk about yes, your TTT. ¿Qué significa TTT? ¿No se acuerdan? Es Teachers Talking Time. Again, Teachers Talking Time. Talking time. How much should you speak in the classroom?
The less that you can.
It should be minimal. Minimal. ¿Qué significa esto? From the 60%, the 60 minutes, it should be 20% only. Si son 60 minutos, ¿cuánto es el 20% de 60 minutos? 12 minutos. It's only 12 minutes that you should talk in 1 hour. Obviously, divided in the class. That's why officially is not teacher the name. The name is facilitator. Because you facilitate your students to teach or to learn English. So you will give instructions, you will give a presentation during the class, but then who does the talking? Jessica?
Are the students?
The students, pair work, group work, trios, interviews, presentations from the students, etc., etc., etc. But let them practice English. Okay, otherwise, if you talk and you talk too much, the students are not going to learn. Okay? Let's go back. Ready? So, oh wait, no, not yet. Yes. There we go. So we go back to the elements, right? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So these are the sequence of the activities or the stages in a lesson plan. So we have number 1, warm up. Number 2, vocabulary. Number 3, main presentation. and number 4, the follow-up and the consolidation. What are the elements in the warm-up? Can you read, Jessica?
No more than 8 minutes long. Don't go too further on the vocabulary or expressions. Just provide a simple explanation for some of them. For
Okay,
example.
good. That's okay. So no more than 8 minutes. And it's very simple. It's a low challenge. Then move on to the vocabulary. Acuérdense que es 8 minutes, ¿eh? Vamos a ir contando. Vocabulary, Paola.
5 to 7 minutes long. Number 2, extend a bit more on the expressions and vocabulary previously mentioned in the warm-up. Visual aids are important. Number 3, have students repeat each word or expression at least 3 times and ask a few questions about them.
Good. So now we're talking about 5 to 8 minutes. So you would have expressions, vocabulary, visual aids are important. I mean, no vocabulary can be presented without visual aids. Now we have Zoom, especially if you have classes online, we have lots of resources from the internet, right? Main presentation, Jessica.
5 to 15 minutes long. The activities in this section will depend on the level and the scope of the class, but it's related to grammar presentation and guided drills by video, listening class, reading class.
Good. So now we go to 15. I will go here to 20 minutes tops. And then you will do drills, and this is where you present, if it's present continuous, if it's reading, if it's a video or a song or whatever. No? And then finally, the follow-up of the consolidation, Paola.
At this point, students apply that we have taught them in a lesson. Number 2, this should be the longest part of the class for students will have a chance to prove their knowledge through various types of semi-control and free drills. Example, role play, game, interview, presentation. Save the last 5 to 10 minutes for consolidation.
Good. So now in the follow-up and the consolidation, it's 5 minutes. I would say 5, no more than 5, maybe 8. And this is where they apply what you learn. And this is where here's where you actually have an evaluation for yourself. If it's present continuous, that you presented in the main presentation, then you have pair work saying, okay, what is your classmate doing? And if the students answer the question, and it's a good evaluation for you. But if the students don't answer correctly, whose fault is it? Was the teacher, no?
The teacher.
Exactly. So here's where you actually see if your students actually got the point or not. Okay? Good. All right. So we are going to remember that the class is 1 hour and a half today and every day, right? I mean, Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to stop here to not move on to the next one, to the next part of the topic. Now, I'm going to be open. Let me open so you can share. Okay. So assume you're very responsible and you did the exam. You did homework. So please share on the screen and describe the exam that you did. Elements, type of test, type of elements, etc., etc., etc.
I can send you in a few while. I'm in my work yet.
Okay, send it to me and I'll share it.
Yeah.
So Jessica, you start.
Yes, just wait a minute.
Sure. You want let's why don't we do this? Why don't we take a pee break? So I'll give you time to be ready It's 6:50, no, 55, 7:10. Nos vemos aquí, ¿va?
Okay.
7:10, okay.
So it's 10 minutes, all right.
Do I start sharing?
Maybe you can share on the screen.
Yes, Jesse, we're ready for you.
¿Qué le puedo decir? ¿Que le damos una cárcel madre?
Okay, this is my exam. Maybe it's just simple, but I use mainly pictures with stories, so then the students can describe the story on their own words. And I used multiple choices. And fill out the gaps. Again, with a picture. Here I put this story about this woman that had an accident. So then in the instructions, I tell them, like, now tell me what she was doing when she had this accident. Or how to say that? Well, yes, I try to be clear on my instructions. Never instructions. I make like a little activity about to try to think, to imagine that you are the reporter and you have to make questions to know the story, right? So I make her if they could put past continuous tense, it will be better. And I put the example. For example, what was the woman doing when the accident happened? Okay. Here it is the man that could himself. So I made him identify what did he used. If he used past continuous tense and that sentence, reflexive pronouns, object pronouns, or present perfect simple. And well, everybody knows the answer. And by last, I told them that if they can write in a story about something that it went wrong for them. Here it is, the whole paragraph, so they can write down write down their story, using reflexive pronouns and past. Oh, I got wrong. Past continuous. Sorry, it's not participle. Sorry. And that's it. I don't know if it's too simple or I got wrong.
So tell me the type of items. I mean, what is a multiple choice or direct, indirect? You tell me.
Well, Here it is multiple choice. Here it is written. Here it is, yeah, it's combination of written and like critical thinking. This is written, writing, again, written, written, multiple choice,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Good.
It's not first time. And is it okay?
Oh, actually, it's actually very, very good.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Um, good.
Well, okay. Then here it is. My another homework.
Very good.
And here's the other one.
Good.
I think that
Don't you think it's a little bit long?
the exam.
The first one that you showed me. So okay, let me paraphrase. For how much time do you or the exam was made? I mean, do you expect to be answering how much time?
20, 30 minutes.
I think it's more than that.
More than that.
About 1 hour, say, for the writing exercise, and it's about an hour. So check that, because if it's too long, then it's going to be counterproductive because your students will be too pressure. They will be very, very pressured.
Okay.
All right. So check that out. Did you answer it? Or what you can do is have somebody that speaks English to answer it. And then you can see
I
how
did.
much.
I
Okay.
just I paint.
Well, I mean, you can do it fast because it's yours. But if you ask somebody else, it's going to be maybe a little bit different. No? Paola, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, but I was checking my exams, but I have in present, not in past. So I'm going to find one and I'm going to send you. But I have a lot of.
Why don't we leave it for homework for Paola?
Okay. And I started the next class with me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Is that okay, Yesenia? Jessica, perdón.
Can you repeat that, please?
So
next-
we're going to leave for homework Paola's exam. She's going to be sending us her exam to the chat, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Next week. Oh, yes, next week is Tuesday today.
Oh, next week. Yeah.
Next Tuesday, and we'll finish the topic, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.